Hey, B More City. B More City. 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 Hey, Be More City. Be More City. Be More City. Be More City. Hey, TikTok family. How everybody doing? Welcome to Friday's Couch Conversation Show. Look, it's some stuff that I basically want to hit on, right? Y'all know it. Y'all know what time it is with me. Y'all know it, right? So I'm gonna do this one right here real quick because I'm looking at my time so I can send it back out. Alrighty. Uh-oh, I forgot something. The Couch and Teen Talk Show. Real conversation, real stories, real conversations, real stories. Sharing life experiences. What I understand through my process. It takes work to be honest about yourself. That's why y'all hear me talk a lot about my 12-step spiritual journey. Okay. That's why y'all hear me talk a lot about that. Keep in mind, as the recovering addict, as an ordained deacon, as a minister for Christ, this is the way I get the message out. Okay? I want to make this very, very clear. The Couch Talk Show, the Be More's Real Teen Talk Show, is the way I use my voice to get out the message of hope. Whether we're talking biblical or we're talking spiritual. I don't mind because of your religion and stuff like that, your particular religion. If you want to come up and like talk about how your particular religion, how it was able to turn your life around if you lived a destructive lifestyle. That's the type of information I like to hear. How you got through life, you know, if you lived a destructive life. And now, because of your religion or your spiritual growth, you live a more healthier and productive way of life. This is how we help other people overcome. We can stay in the problem if you want. I probably would have stayed in the problem over 33 years ago if I didn't yell out for help. And I yelled to God. I didn't yell to a man. I yelled up, God, please help me. I haven't picked up or practiced that lifestyle a day at a time for 33 years. The reason why I said that, anybody make you feel like you'll never amount to nothing, tell them I said they are a liar. Anybody whose self-esteem is in the gutter, or let me say, lower than an ant. I heard somebody say that. I was like, God dang, that's low, right? Anytime somebody do that to you, keep in mind 9 times out of 10, they miserable themselves. That's why the old saying, misery love company. They get mad at me because I speak out. Why you so loud? Because I speak out. Why you so loud? Because I speak out. What part you just missed? And if you're not the type of person that use your voice to get points across, you won't understand what I'm talking about. If you're not the type of person that's with other organizations like the Center for Popular Democracy, you won't understand what I'm talking about. If you're not with an organization like the NAACP, you will not understand actually what I'm talking about. If you're not with a human rights advocate group like the Center for Popular Democracy, American Civil Liberty Union, and understand the work that they do. If you don't understand the importance of the Innocent Project, why would they get involved in stuff unless they see something wrong? Like your rights being violated. And it doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter your color as a human rights advocate. When I say human rights, the Center for Popular Democracy don't just fight for the rights of melanated people. Y'all don't know that because you never took the time out to get yourself involved and stuff like in your community. Now, I made a statement, and I'm going to say it right here. Y'all ever hear me talk about how the parents are the example for our youth, your children? The thing with the Teen Talk Show, right, that it was created to give our youth a voice. Then it dawned on me, it's the parents that's the solution, because you have to listen to your children to find out what's going on with them in order for you to get them the proper help that they need. A lot of children are raising themselves because their parents don't know how to share that love, that affection, that attention with them, embracing them. Okay? That's why I come on and talk the way I do. Do you want me to qualify myself as a father? As a grandfather now? Do you want me to qualify myself as a man that done foster care? Do you want me to qualify myself as a man that used to mentor young boys, which are men now? They're grown. Do you want me to qualify myself as a man that held down a prison commitment for 10 years where I used to go in every Friday to encourage and empower our men about coming home doing the right things? So the message that I sent out on one of my videos was to Jeff Metcalf. I was trying to look more into it to find out about your behaviors, Jeff Metcalf. Our children are replicas of us. They tend to mimic what they see. So if you was a bully or you abused them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, if you abused them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually with your mouth, cutting them down and stuff like that, you was being a bully. Where did behavior come from, bro? You know, you talking with another man, or you listening to another man. Because see, I have to look at my life. I have to look at how it used to be, right? Full of chaos and confusion. And how it's not like that now. The same with my children. Anytime they got certain things going on, the goal is to inspire them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to help them overcome whatever that's trying to tear them apart. How many men you hear talk like this? How many men do you hear talk like this? We can always talk real good about the problem, but then where's the solution? What about the ways and means to slow a lot of this down? Intervention programs, strategies. Not just for the youth, for the adults as well. Being a foster care parent, even though I raised my nieces and nephews, they taught me how to raise or take care of children. That's not mine. They trained you. That's why I became a certified provider. How many black men y'all know should talk like this? But see, y'all rather hear me say stuff like this. I was married twice. Cheated in both of my marriages. Had women on the side. I remember praying, not to God, but to that other one, for 10 women, because I was in my feelings. I can rotate them. Got to about 8. And you talking about 8 different personalities. I had to adjust myself too. I had to act like this with that one, this with that one, this with that one, this. And I felt like I was about to lose my mind, myself. See, men won't tell y'all stuff like that. Spiraling out of control. See, I can be honest with Steve Copeland. So guess what? I didn't share those type of behaviors with my son. He's grown now. So I might talk about certain little things because I'm proud of him. I'm proud that he lived nothing like his father did. I'm proud that he don't practice none of the behaviors that his father did. And I'm saying this to any man that thinks that if you married or you in a committed relationship, but you got 5 or 6 on the side and you think that's cool, it's not. Because that's some poor information I grew up on. So I can say it now. That it's a poor rat that had one hole to run in and out of. This was old school information. So I had the wife at home and I can talk about me. I ain't got to talk about Uncle Ben. I ain't got to talk about Aunt Betty. Well, back in 17, well, 17, 18. What the hell I'm going to go all the way back there for? And I wasn't even living during that time. That would sound so dumb coming out my mouth. Me trying to sit up here. I was born in 1962. But I'm going to go back and talk about stuff that happened in 16, 19, like I was there and I witnessed this for myself. And y'all all right with those lies. I'm talking about coming out their mouths because it wasn't their experiences. And y'all all right with that. That shows me how sick you is for even wanting to hear it. Yeah, I'm a Pisces. Y'all notice they've been talking about Pisces a lot, right? And yes, that's me. I'm not for the nonsense. I'm not for the bull crap. If you disappoint me, yes, I'm going to move away from you. I might give you a chance, but if you fail it, I'm going to move away from you. That's the hard part. Because I might see something nice in you, but then when I see that other side of you, I ain't got to take that. I ain't got to be a part of that. I don't even play when it comes to business. Don't get mad at me because I'm the type of person, right, that can sit up here and I can talk and tell you about me as a man. And if you a woman and you want to try to knock it, maybe you need to go find you a good one because you're missing one right here. Even though I was wrong for a lot of the stuff I did, family, like stepping outside. I was told, make sure your house taken care of. Make sure you take care of your house first. Come on. That was some old school bull crap. I was told it's okay to go and step being married. Just make sure you take care of home. I would never sell that to my son. I don't even want my daughters. Very, very independent women. And a lot of guys can't live up to their expectations, so you get mad with them because they are responsible and productive. Who you think taught them? Look at them. Look at them. If my mother taught me that men take care of their responsibilities, and I said, Mom, why did you teach me all this at a very early young age? She said, just in case you don't meet a woman to take care of you. You know how to take care of yourself. So I'm not going to show my girls that. I'm not going to flip it. So the goal is, if you come in their lives, men, be willing to take care of them. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Or we're going to have a talk. They my daughters. Brothers. If you can't match them mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you notice I didn't even say the financial part yet. And I want you to be there with that as well. Now, you might not make as much as them. I don't know. But I don't want her to make you feel bad because you might not be making over 100,000 or whatever a year. You get me? But one thing I do know, if you get into apprenticeship programs, if you focus on a career-minded, I don't like saying that word job, because it's a career, professional career. Most of your professionals make well over 100,000 a year. Like being a chef. You can start your own restaurants, business. Being a bricklayer, you can do construction work. Being an electrician, you can do construction work. Being a plumber, you might start out working for somebody, but then you'll do your own. You get me? This is the goal. When you have a profession under your belt, everybody not going to go to school, finish school, but they have other dreams and passions that they want to get into. I'm the type of person, I'm going to encourage you to fulfill your dream. And if you and I are talking like this, one-on-one, I'm going to point you in the direction of the people that can help you, the programs. That's the difference between the big mouth, bald head, black dude in Baltimore City. That's the name y'all gave me, Baltimore. And I'm carrying it with pride. The big mouth, bald head, black. I retired from trucking at 58. Look at me. I'm 64. I retired from trucking. Started my own LLC. Started my own LaTanya D. Copeland housing program because I was already calling myself the ambassador of housing, helping homeless people in a temporary housing program to get into something permanent. That's what the housing program is about. Not just homeless people, veterans, people that's disabled. I know people that works with the people that's disabled. So the goal is to guide you to those type of people that's trying to fix housing wise or apartments where a person that's in a wheelchair or blind can live a productive life on their own, independent living on their own. This is what you do when you call yourself being a community activist. This is what you do when you call yourself being a community organizer. This is what you do when you call yourself fighting for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. You want to provide the solutions to the Constitution. I was getting ready to say the amendments that was about to come out. So whatever laws they create to hurt the people, you create ways and means to help people live obedient or be obedient. Whatever laws they create to empower the people, you create solutions towards helping them grow. Either way, whatever laws they create, our politicians, some going to be helpful, and some you're going to have to do the goddamn work, to be able to move forward with your life. I ain't understand a lot of that at first. They just lawmakers. We are the solution. I ain't understand it. But guess what? I do now. I understand my position. So just to kind of bring that down, right? I see you, Corey. Just to kind of bring that down some, I was bouncing off of what I was hearing. Carmelo already got the 35 years. To make it real simple, he got the 35 years. But it was how they came about giving him the 35 years. Whatever happened already didn't happen. Okay. A lot of people putting up stuff that will keep people going back and forth with each other, just arguing back and forth. My thing is right now, as a human rights advocate, I'm trying to wait to see what the NAACP can do. I'm just trying to see what the Innocent Project can do. See, y'all ain't talking about them because y'all rather stay in the problem. We already know what it is. That can't be changed unless this can be overturned. Y'all don't want to talk about that because, be honest with y'all want to make it a black and white thing. And everything people putting out to help you better understand what actually happened, we want to flip it into our own stuff and then put it out where everybody can argue with each other. But do y'all realize, and let's be real, thank God it wasn't me. Come on, let's be real. Thank God it wasn't my son. And I feel like this. I taught my son better. I taught my daughters better. And it's not to say people don't make mistakes now. Don't get it wrong. I know that as a human being. But any time, if you come and tell me my son or my daughter them did this, did that, for the way we raised them, one, I wouldn't believe. And it's not to say you're not telling the truth, but I wouldn't believe it. Number one, I raised them like Barbara Jean raised me, to respect my elders and my school teachers. My mother taught us to respect our elders and our school teachers. Well, basically, adults. The teachers was like the daycare provider. And a lot of you parents don't understand that when your children, I never really added the time up in school for what, a 6-hour period or 7-hour period, but they got a teacher watching over them. That's like the babysitter. And you going to be all right with your children disrespecting their teachers? You get one child disrupting the class, right? She can't focus on the rest of them because she's focusing on your destructive child. And a lot of y'all turn around and get mad at the teacher. Then you got your elderlies like me, then lived through my 20s, lived through my 30s, lived through my 40s, lived through my 50s. Next birthday, God's will, I'll be 65. I said 65. I didn't say 25. I didn't say 35. I didn't say 45. I didn't say 55. I didn't pass through those years. And for a lot of y'all that want to down us older people, you better pray to God you get there. Take it for a joke. Rest in peace, young man. And I'm talking about Austin. Do y'all think his parents, his friends, his family thought that they would lose him this young? As a parent, we have big hopes and dreams for our children. I'm sitting with my son and daughter the other day, right? We was eating. None of them have children yet. 23, 25. They focusing more on their career. Talking about, Dad, I'm going to have a baby, but not right now. This is what my daughter was saying. She going to make me a grandfather, but not right now, because her goal is to focus on her life. She already got her place, car, insurance. She working in a law firm. Her goal is to go back to school to become a lawyer. If she don't go back to school, she's in a law firm. And she's doing well financially. I just look forward to make, financially, because of the career stuff, say like after a while, if you feel like you deserve more money, you're going to step to something else. I'm talking about in that field. Because when you're real good at what you do, you want to get paid right for what you do. I'm a tractor trailer driver, retired. I know what I could bring to a company as far as helping you make money. Your business. I already know that. It's your employees that goes back out, who believe in your vision, who believe in your dreams, to be part of your business and help your business to grow. I already know it. So the point of me saying all of this, family, and I tell y'all over and over and over, the Couch Conversation Show. And I know that people that sees me other than TikTok Know that it's a conversation show where you're welcome to come up and talk. But I ain't for that yelling and screaming. I'm telling you now, don't come up here with the chaos. Go to other platforms that like that bull crap. If I get any more gray hair right here, somebody gonna get hurt. Keep playing with Big Ump. Somebody get hurt. Keep playing. That's why I try not to let stuff stress me out. That's why I drink my coffee. And this is caramel cream. If y'all can smell it, sucker. Woo! Woo! Mm. 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 Ooh, wait. But now I'm looking at my time frame, right? Because I'm trying to remember the time. So when I go to do my clips, I know where to go at. And started from here, started from there. I just try to send back out educational stuff. You know what I mean? That people can learn from. Now I'm going to qualify myself again. I'm an ordained deacon. But deep in my spirit, even though I was ordained deacon, I'm a minister for Christ. Look up what a deacon position is. I'm back in the community. I'm the first name they called, Stephen. Y'all know how privileged I feel? Well, how privileged I feel. How honored I feel. Now I have to make phone calls, which is fine. That's why when I talk on this, I'll read off some of the programs that's in Baltimore City too, so that y'all can, reach out to them if you need it. Because my goal is to post it back out when I mention certain programs. Now, mind y'all, I've been on LinkedIn and I've been asking them to come over here to talk about their businesses and what they're doing in the communities. Do you know this will bring them clients? Maybe that's why they're not coming over. I send them invites. I'm trying to get better. Oh, what's up, Sam? I apologize, bro. I'm just saying you. I apologize. I'm trying to get better, right? Because number one, keep in mind, I know I'm not by myself with the things that I do. Already know I'm not by myself. But sometimes it feels like I'm by myself. Only reason why, look where I'm at right now. I'm on the talk show. I'm streaming to 7 other platforms at one time. So I know my voice is being heard all over the world about representing Baltimore City and the things that we're doing. Somebody posted something last night, or was it earlier today? It was some people fighting about 4:30 in the morning, some women. And as usual, the fingers was pointed at Brandon Scott. He wasn't out there fighting. The finger was pointed at Westmore. He wasn't out there fighting. Stop trying to make Baltimore City as a whole look bad. Stop. I can tell you personally for what I do. They will let something happen in one area, one block of people doing destructive stuff. And they will try to make it seem like it's the whole Baltimore City. No, it's not. No, it's not. Then you got women out there fighting 4:30 in the morning. And all of a sudden, then it's Brandon fault. I ain't see Brandon right there fighting. I didn't see Brandon's wife out there fighting. I seen the people in the community. The same people I talk about as a community organizer. You got to gain control over the people in the community. It's your sons. It's your daughters. It's your family members that's out there tearing up the community. Not Brandon Scott. Not Ivan Bates. Not Westmore. It's your loved ones. In one specific area, they decide to come out and fight. What's up, nephew? And probably was fighting over a man. It don't work nowhere, ain't doing nothing. And I sent the message out to them. Don't blame that on Baltimore City as a whole. And y'all need to stop doing that. You got one area that they might be a little destructive in. And once we pinpoint that area in the city, you got we, ours, us. You got Safe Streets itself. You got come on, please, Lisa, Moloch. You got Baltimore Peace Movement. Any area in Baltimore City where they see it's a lot of chaos and confusion, they will go and basically monitor the area and try to encourage the people to do better. So stop it. Baltimore City, stop it. That's what makes me feel good as a community activist, as a community organizer, as a community journalist. I don't have to be on the front line all the time. I don't have to be in the cameras all the time. I'll pop up here and there and then I'm gone. Y'all might not even know I'm there. When you putting on community functions, because I'll come through and that's what I do. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And I'll keep right on moving just to show my respect. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a little bit older now. Even though I tell myself I'm 46, my body be like, you better stop playing. You 64. And we get to arguing about my age and my body. Then I had to realize, Steve, you got to accept the fact. You 64. You ain't got that energy to move around like you used to. And then you walking with a limp. You got 3 toes on one feet. You got 4.5 on the other. But you're still standing tall with all 7.5 toes. You're still running off at your big mouth. Still trying to send a message of hope. No matter what's happening. Don't pay attention to a lot of that because we're better than what they're trying to make us out to be. You feel it? And I'm telling y'all, I'm really proud of Baltimore City. In 2017, go on my page, a new Be More City. Go on my page, a new Be More City. I created that page in 2017. We had 343 unalive in Baltimore City. 343. I created that page in 2017. A new Be More City. I created it for the parents who lost their loved ones to the street, where they can come on the page and just, vent, and for us to encourage and empower them and comfort them. A new Be More City. I met a lot of the parents whose sons and daughters was unalive that year. Archie Lee, Joyce, Pastor Simmons, for a lot of y'all that don't know, and Ross T. McNutt. Precision Surveillance We fought to get the plane over Baltimore City to help reduce the unalive rate, to slow it down. I'm in the community telling our young men, y'all can go ahead and continue doing what you're doing till you taking each other out. I said, ain't nobody got to snitch on you. Your behavior is going to tell on itself. Because the goal is, wherever you committed that crime, is to zero in on it. And we can separate you from, even if it was 1,000 people, that's why they in the office. Down to that one that did the crime. We can track you back to the house you came out of, to where you came to do it, and where you went at after that. That's how good that plane was. They didn't want it here. They didn't want it. Brandon Scott and them know. They know. Because we was down City Hall. The Arnolds, Laura and John Arnolds, was paying for that plane to be here just to help reduce the unalive rate in Baltimore City. And a lot of y'all complain. That's taxpayers' money. We trying to slow down our young men taking each other out. You got to come up with ways and means and solutions, but y'all didn't understand it. But guess what? When we went down City Hall, the Arnolds was paying for it for a year. But when we went to City Hall, they changed it from a year to 3 years, where the city ain't had to put up nothing to slow down the unalive rate. And please don't let me get into the part about the fentanyl. Finny for TikTok's sake. Because with Communities United, right, and other organizations, we was fighting to get safe consumption sites here. So that if people go and, use and they go out, they can bring them back. So the whole goal to all of this was about saving lives. Did you miss what I just said? The whole goal in Baltimore City for everything that we do, it's about saving lives. So you get with organizations or programs or people that's fighting for the people's right, their freedom, in a trap system. It's designed. We can pray all we want, and that's what I realized. And that's why I thank God for God being God, because we can pray all we want, but we are the ones that actually had to take the footsteps in the healing process or the recovery process. A lot of this stuff I did not understand when I was in my baby walk in Christ. Christ came in with solutions to bring people back to the Father. And that's what I was called as a fisher of men, to go back into the community, to create opportunities for people. The building we was at, a guy called me about it the other day. Another guy on LinkedIn reached out to me because he already connected, but he's doing the same things. I wasn't going to say nothing about it, but I like to share a sense of hope to people, helping the homeless and the less fortunate population. Thank you, Miss Lady. I forgot your name. But yes, the city got about $1 billion. It's up to about $5 billion over the 15 years of rehabbing and revitalizing houses for low to moderate income people. So now I'm looking into how my program can fit into that. Because the goal is I'm preparing people to become more independent, to be able to take care of their apartment, to be able to take care of their house. If they want to get into the home buyers program, they can do that too. And I'm talking about the people, my clients. It's about solutions, not staying in the problem. A lot of our politicians in Baltimore City know what Big Unc is about. They already know. The point now, I need the professional. When I say professional, I need some professional lawyers that know the work, know the ins and the outs, know how to put everything together. Because we talking about moving into another level. See, my thing is independent, so they have to pay for their space. So if I give me a nice big building like 908, right, I can do all that right there. That phone call came for a reason. I was just talking to somebody else about that building, my business partner. And I said I was gonna call you, bro, to let you know that I believe what your name told them to call me. If you're looking at this. If you're looking at this, bro, because look, when that phone call came, I thought about our conversation. He needs somebody in that building. You got a building sitting. You ain't making money off that building. But you're putting out money. Already know. Wait a minute, family. You putting out money on a building that ain't nobody in. And the first thing that hit me too, we would have to get security to secure the outside as well as the inside. 24 hours. When you come from the city, when you come from the hood, and you understand the behaviors, the goal is to find a way to slow a lot of it down. Some things are not going to just stop, but it's a way of slowing it down. Keep in mind, you know what, Sam, be honest with you, I wasn't too. Because keep in mind, Sam, because it's I'm a recovering addict. So I told my director, I was like, no, because it's like giving them permission to go ahead. And I said, no. But then, Sam, in 2017, we had 343 unalives. We had about 900 and something with that. That's the only reason why, Sam, that's the only reason why I said, okay, I help y'all fight. I help y'all try to get that bill passed. To help save lives. You get me, Sam? You get me? That was the only reason why, Sam, I said, okay, I will help y'all. Only because too many people, Sam, was being found in vacant buildings, in woods, in, secluded places, and that poison was taking them down. I got to watch my language for TikTok. That was the only reason why, Sam, I said, okay. Because it was the point of trying to help to save lives. That bill got to Congress, and Congress rejected. And guess what I said? Y'all know what time it is. They just want people to be unalive. You talking about something to help save lives? And you know this is an epidemic. It's been pulled into the community. Y'all hear how I'm talking? This is how I had to speak. Sam, when that thing happened in July, down on Pennsylvania Avenue, I went to the first community meeting they had. I raised my hand. I was talking to some scientists. I was talking to some doctors. I was talking to some people from Bethesda, from back up in those areas. I explained to them. I came from that. Watch what I say, Sam. I'm explaining to people that never lived that life to help them understand that life and basically what we can do to help slow it down. Do you know people don't like hearing me saying when I come with solution, ways and means? Because I lived it. I'm not one of them ones that just run off in my mouth. That's what you do when you lived a certain way of life and you don't live it no more. Do you understand the mindset of the criminal? In order for you to understand the mindset of a criminal, you have to have been one. Because the goal is to go out and commit the crime and not get caught. So basically, you think it through. Why y'all think they created that show called Criminal Minds? You got to understand the mindset of a criminal. And it starts with being dishonest. But when you're living in it, it's like you're being honest because that's the way it presents itself. And I keep telling y'all over and over and over, you could not tell me what I was doing was wrong. I was in it. I didn't realize I was putting poison in the community. It was the Muslims that put some flyers out to say Big Jimmy. At the time, I was living in the 3000 block of West North Avenue. Said, Big Jimmy at 3045 North Avenue, we gonna take you down for taking out our people. And I woke my family up and told them, go out there and get them daggone flyers up. Somebody knocked on my door to tell me. I wish they would have came to my house. But thank God, Sam, Sam, thank God. What a difference a day made. Sam, my spiritual brother, my spiritual inspiration. Come on. I know he know Christ. I screamed out, help me. You have to have a desire to let it go. In order to help those addicted, you had to live it and came out victorious. Sam, I'm trying not to cry, bro. Trying my best not to cry. I never thought I would live to see 64. I done been shot in my face or pew pew for TikTok's sake. I've been stabbed in my stomach. But I hurt a lot of people. I hurt a lot of people. I don't get real deep with my story, Sam, because I realized one day when I was in the meeting talking about beating this guy with a car jack, it looked like he was sitting right there on the front row. I said, Steve, don't you ever get that personal in there again like that, because you never know who you actually hurt back then. See, I remember when the stick-up boys used to come in the neighborhood. I bet you they don't come back no more. I remember the shootouts, like at the OK Corral. For TikTok's sake. I'm just talking about old stuff, TikTok. This is my way of warning our people. And I'm not just talking about black people, okay? Okay? Since y'all like putting colors on stuff. This is my way when I talk about my teenage years of helping our children understand, somebody understand and feel where you at. Because I used to be there. I was once a teenager. I was once a child. I didn't come out the womb a whole person. I came out a baby, but I didn't come out as a grown person. Like a lot of y'all don't want to look at your life. And not just, if you don't look at yourself to get some healing for that past stuff, we can't help our children. I'm telling you personally. It wasn't until my life turned around. Now, mind you, I raised my sister's children, the 46-year-old. I was 18 when my sister had her. Then Ebony, then Darryl, then Daryl, then Dwayne. My aunt raised basically the two younger ones. They all grown now. But that's how tight the family was, that village. And the reason why I became a foster care parent, I did not want to see my nieces and nephews with somebody they didn't know, because my sister was used. So I stepped up to the plate. And I became a kinship foster care parent. Then I signed up with Wynn to go on the private side of it. and to bring children in the house, basically, that I didn't know. Did the paperwork and everything. And my wife turned around and said she was the one that told me, sign up for the private. Everything was said, done, ready to go. She turned around and said, I ain't watching nobody kids. So I had to stop the process because she didn't fill her papers out. But still, guess what? With the housing program, if I want to bring foster kids in, I can. Okay. I would have to get a team to work with them because I provide the bid service and help them live a more productive, healthy way of life. Did y'all miss what I just said? The same way I do with sponsoring men, sponsoring women with children. I ain't realized that until somebody told me. Say, you helping people turn their lives around. You're a life coach. I'm like, a life who? Now I looked it up and it told me everything I was doing. I had to say that because be honest with you, the goal is taking you inside of yourself. Now let me share this with y'all. I don't get paid for this. Same. I don't get paid for taking people inside of themselves to introduce them to themselves and teach them how to love and care for themselves. Listen to what I said. That's why you got your counselors out there. That's why you got your therapists out there. And when you tell me you've been going to that counselor, that therapist for 5 years, 10 years, and you haven't gotten better yet, as far as with your attitude, as far as dealing with those personal demons inside, you haven't found peace in your life yet. They the professionals. They license. Mine's is personal. I want you to face those demons. If you was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 or older, was great, was fundled, mentally, emotionally beat down, spiritually, it takes growth from that. Physical, normally the pain is there, but once it's gone, it's the mental, emotional drain. So the goal is to help build that back up. What I did before I came on here, Dr. Joy, and I probably pronounced her last name wrong, but it's Degruy. She's the one that's going around talking about post-traumatic slave syndrome. The goal with my 12-step spiritual journey, if mentally, emotionally, and spiritually you feel enslaved or oppressed, depressed, suppressed, the goal is to help break it mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's within your mind. And it's how a lot of us been raised and how a lot of us been taught. That's why she talks about channels, chattels. If I'm not pronouncing it right, please forgive me. What is it? Chattel slavery? It's a mindset. We've been free since 63? From that slave mentality. That's the physical part. But we still stuck mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And it's a lot of people like myself understand what's going on, but we get paid real good money, except Steve Copeland, because my goal is to help you break it, not keep you stuck. I was there. It was the 12-step spiritual journey that helped me improve my life. It was my religious walk early on, from studying scripture and all that type of stuff. To God turning my life around. So when you hear me talk about the old information, I'm talking about my Old Testament. Talking about how God was dealing with me when I was caught up. Just like they was in the Old Testament. The first covenant, and on how God worked with them through the laws. You can't see that? So when I talk about the old days, I'm sharing my Old Testament, my old testimony. Then when I talk about how my life is turned around, then I'm sharing my New Testament in Jesus Christ now. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? I'm sharing my Old Testament. I'm sharing my New Testament about his grace and understanding his mercy and understanding his purpose of why he came here. And it was a Hebrew Israelite to help me understand that one. Because I ain't changed. Christ came to redeem us back to the Father, his lost generation of people. The Hebrew Israelite told me that Jesus came back only to redeem them. I said, what? So what you saying? He didn't come back to redeem us? He said, no, he didn't. I looked at him like, I wanted to say, man, give me my Bible. But when I read back in it, because he was reading my Bible, the Holy Bible. When I read back in it and realized why God told Moses, go tell Pharaoh, then it started coming. That was his first, right? His chosen people during that time. And I believe they was a living example for us. Falling short, standing up, falling short, standing up. He took them out of homage, took them out of harm. Then they decided to go back to harm. That's what we do. Homage. I said, oh my God. But see now, when I look at my old self, I'm looking at the old testimony that I shared with y'all. So when I look at David's story, when I look at how God came to Jeremiah, right, and told Jeremiah, I knew you before the foundation of this world. I put everything in you, Steve Copeland, for you to go back out and do. Where I'm at now, I'm on the couch talk, sharing the message. This is like the pulpit. I talk a little bit about, the problem. And then you got to go into a process of helping people understand how they can break it, the issue, the problems, the struggle, the challenges. And if you can't feed me, what the heck I'm going to be around you for? Come on. If you cannot help me where I'm at in Christ, and I'm talking about action-wise, I ain't just talking about preaching or throwing no scripture at me. Help me step by step in how to improve my life through what you understand. And a lot of y'all will be lost. Well, see, in Jeremiah and Isaiah, no. I understand that story. How was you able to work up out of it? Well, see, in Habakkuk, I didn't ask you about Habakkuk. Life is real. Just because, guess what? I'm a man of God, that don't stop me from going through trials and tribulations. That don't stop me from having my ups and downs. And trouble will come at me more because they know my heart is really for goodness. My spirit. Now, I've been on here for an hour and 11 minutes. It's saying recorded, right? Do y'all notice? Have y'all noticed? And I'm going to just do this a little bit, okay? Sam! Guess what? The topic for today, the couch and teen talk. I put shows on the end, right? Because it's one show all together, but it's the couch. Then I'll talk a little bit about the teens and this and that. So I said I'm gonna just throw it together. So look, real conversations, family, real life stories. This is what I want to talk about today, brothers and sisters too. But I just thought about the conversation I had the other day, and I wanted to back it up, right? Do the boy in you, talking about the men, do the boy in you runs your life? Men, I'm asking you a question. Do the boy in you run your life, men, or the king in you, men? Now, I'm asking you men a question. Whenever you find yourself doing unproductive stuff, it's normally that little child inside of you. Okay? Learn to be honest with yourself. Learn to be honest with yourself. Because this is what I was taught. To thy own self be true. Keeping life real. And I keep saying it over and over and over and over. Keeping life real. Real people, real conversation. How are we going to move forward in life if we can't be honest with ourselves? If we can't accept the truth about ourselves? So when I sent this back over to GPT, I asked them to put that topic there. And they kept everything else there. Like growth, faith, focus. No disrespect to anyone, okay? And this is what I talk about on my platform. I want people to be able to talk about where they at, what's going on with them, and not be criticized. I don't care what you're doing, what you practicing. If we can say some stuff, if I can say some stuff to encourage you and motivate you to move away from that unhealthy lifestyle, that's the goal. My goal, mission, and purpose is staying away from unhealthy people and unhealthy conversations. So if you take it personal, that's your bull crap. I'm not for a lot of chaos and confusion, family. I'm not. Bad enough as a human being, you know you got your own stuff. I ain't trying to carry nobody else's stuff too. I'm here for you, but I have to stop allowing certain things to come too close to me because I'm a fixer. That's why I had to make sure this time I have a staff. The only time you come to me when things they really got out of control. Other than that, give you the suggestions. It's up to you. How else can I put it? How else can I put it? So, my 12-step spiritual healing and growth process. You understand what I said? My 12-step spiritual journey. Spiritual healing, because I put journey in there too. Spiritual healing and growing. I'm constantly moving forward. At 64, sometimes I could think I know every goddamn thing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. That's where my mind will go. But then somebody might come along who's a little bit, whatever the issue may be, or whatever, if we doing business, wherever we at, but they are a further up, look, spiritually more inclined. Can I say that word? And they come and they say something because I'm here. They've been here. They've been right there where I'm at, family. You get me? So they like, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to help this big mouth, bald head black dude because I remember being there. Get to that next level. But I know everything. But then you realize you don't know enough. Because there's always somebody somewhere that can further educate you. Because you can't tell me nothing for where I'm at. But look, that's why I have to pay close attention to people. Mainly when it comes to business. Strengthen the community. Strengthen the community is my LLC. That's my business. For profit. LaTanya D. Copeland is basically the housing portion of my business. We provide temporary to permanent housing. We teach you how to maintain and take care of your stuff. That's where the other professional services come in at. Like PRPs, therapists, psychiatrists, if it get to that point. Apprenticeship programs. It's all under one roof. But it takes the multitude. You get what I'm saying? It takes the multitude. I'm just part of it. And now the goal. The LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope. Turn it into a 501c3. Because it's under the housing program. I mean, it's under my LLC. So I'm saying this because I'm learning the professional people that I need to bring aboard, like lawyers. Because the goal is now, family. I've been working to help our homeless population. I've been doing a lot of work for Baltimore City that a lot of our council members or politicians can't do straight out the grassroots footwork. So I've been doing it for years. Everything's set up. The goal is now, financially, I need their help. I'm gonna hurt you, Sam. Sam said, he said, I will send you where you were, one captive, right? And he does that so we can give away what he placed in us. Sam, you ain't lying. He ain't lying. Sam ain't lying. Because I'm telling y'all right now, because y'all know, Baltimore City, y'all know Big On. Y'all know I got a mouth. And I'm trying to be more professional, right? I'm trying to be more proper. Oh, I hate that. That don't even sound right to me. I'm trying to be more professional because I want our politicians, I want our lawmakers to take me seriously. They do. They do. Because Brandon Scott don't see me, they be like, oh my God, here come Big Ump. Westmore. Love you, son. I know you with Dante Hickman. My pastor, Dante Hickman, came from under Bishop Jerome Stokes. You thought I didn't know? See, y'all got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody to stay connected with somebody. Y'all understand? Huh? Do you understand? Now, Sam. He said, I will send you back to where you was once captain. Stop! Sam, you're right. Because look, I'm sorry, Sam, I kind of winged away a little bit. But keep in mind, family, 3 years ago, when those two officers came together and set me up with, the police did 14 fake charges. The detective lady got mad at me because I gave her a 3-minute sermon, and she told me that's all you got to do is say yes or no. I said, no, I won't. You asked and I explained it. Why you want to ask somebody a question, but you want them to answer the way you want them to answer it? I got to get better with doing that. Yeah, no, maybe so. Because the detective lady charged me with 3. I had 17 charges and 2 police reports. How you gonna charge me with home invasion, burglary, and armed robbery on my own rental property and business? I kept asking people that. This is business. My office spaces is in these properties. My talk show is in the property. I am renting the properties. It's business. How you gonna charge me with home invasion, burglary, and all that on my own stuff? I asked them, who house I supposed to did a home invasion? Nobody never answered. Saying they kidnapped me and hid me away for 11 months. And let me say this, Sam. I received a phone call about how they shutting community activists down. Yup. Probably about a couple of weeks before that. And I said, Brandon Scott ain't gonna let nothing happen to me, blah, blah, blah. My butt was gone. I really don't think he had nothing to do with it. But for y'all that don't understand this, watch this. March 11th, 2023, I went to the budget meeting that Brandon Scott had. I told Brandon Scott, I said, I need to talk with you because of the issues that I'm having with the Eastern District Police Department. That was March 11th. March the 12th, I was gone. Now, I don't think, if you listening, bro, he had anything to do with that. I even tried to reach out to Commissioner Harris back then. I even tried to reach out to blah, blah, blah. God dang it, Westmore is on my mind, but I ain't talking about Westmore. Ivan Bates. Y'all got to understand, being a community activist, I got to know these people and their positions. They knew me from Communities United. I spoke out on the school system. Giovanni asked me to speak out about the school system, not properly educating our children. Communities United and us helped them get the $15 minimum wage passed. I spoke on it twice, once in Baltimore City and once in Annapolis, and we got the bill passed. This is nothing new to me. But it's God. Come on, Sam. When I got locked up, God took me to Moses. Now, mind you, my mouth is the biggest weapon for the body of Christ. It's my mouth. Fighting against corruption. I ain't out there fist fighting nobody. I'm using my mouth. So when he told Moses, go tell Pharaoh, it was like he was telling me, Steve, I need you to keep using your mouth against this corrupt system. Your politics, your kings, your lords. What was Pharaoh? A ruler. So when I run off at my mouth, I'm not talking to individuals like us itself unless you live in a corrupt lifestyle. I'm talking against evil. You can pray all you want. But then, how you fighting it? Slow down the process. Break that cycle of keeping people enslaved mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. See, a lot of y'all don't want to join conversations like this because you know that's not where your spirit is at. I already know all that. No freaking way in the world. As a man of God, I'm going to sit back and actually listen to people. I don't mind listening, but then I want to see what is you doing to help flip it. This is how he started working with me. When he started showing me the justice system. When he started showing me post-traumatic slave syndrome. When he started showing me Marfa 21, Black genocide. When he started showing me the school to prison pipeline, how things are being set up to basically destroy the BLK community. Y'all don't want to hear that. And it's right in your face and you know it. You know it. Because I see it and I know y'all see it. And guess what? I know the courage and the confidence that it actually takes us to come against the grain. I know. So some, be honest with you, I can't blame you because I truly understand the battle, the fight. That's why his chosen ones stand firm no matter what, because they understand their position. Just like you got evil out there. Evil has a position to play too. You just don't have to be a part of it. So, I'm looking at the time frame, family. Once again, come on out of there. I ain't asked you to copy nothing. Do the boy in you runs your life, men? And these are questions we have to ask ourselves. Is that little boy inside of us like taking more control over our lives when you're a grown man, right? And y'all know we all got childish behaviors. That's all. But it's just that man is the one that has to gain control over that child. You get it? Now, down the bottom, it talks about spiritual growth, mental health, positive community, knowledge and wisdom. Keep in mind, and I say it, and I say it, and I say it. Real talk, real people, real change. Change. See, we can talk about the issues. We can talk about the problem. We can talk about life challenges. But then we have to move over to the solution and helping people overcome those challenges, helping people overcome them dealing with, say, childhood experiences that's still beating them up in the present. Want me to do it again? The childhood experiences that's beating people up in the present. The goal is, I know you want to find peace in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, because those things already happened, right? We got to accept. And I'm just talking about what happened there for now. Whatever happened, happened. We got to forgive. It's not to say you're not going to think about it from time to time, but it don't have to stay long. That's why it's called memories. And they'll pop back up when unexpected. Why are you here? To make you miserable. Well, you can go on with that one. That's the work it takes to shoot a lot of that stuff out. Only because people help me, family. Thank you, Sam. Turn my life around by actually being an example. Men taking care of their responsibilities. Took me back to what Mama taught me. Barbara Jean taught me very well. So yes, men, when you have children by the woman and you decide not to be a part of your children's lives no more, whose fault is that? I'm 64 years old. I don't know if my father living or not. I can go on my head and think a lot of negative stuff. 64 years old. If you still living, you never looked up, you never looked for me. Do I got brothers and sisters? If the doctor and them ask me, like being a diabetic, having high blood pressure and stuff like that, did your father have this stuff? I can't say nothing because I don't know. I can only tell them certain things came from my mother. When I went to do my ancestry, I got my father right here. I got my mother right there. I'm moving down with my mother. I'm stuck with my father. Because one, I got the first and the last name, but I don't have a middle name to narrow it down to maybe just 2 or 3 of those people. I broke it down a lot over the years. But then when I go to where he was born and raised, basically born, it will tell me how many Georges live in that area with the same name. But guess what? Even if it narrows down to 5 or 10, I didn't have a middle name, or at least initial, that we can narrow it down even more. So eventually I had to let it go. So, men, you make them, you take care of them. And please don't look at me like, well, I ain't got no money. Understand. I was going to say you shouldn't have did it. But look, I understand. But check this out. It's about the love. It's about the affection. It's about your attention. Because that's your biological half. That's your half between you and mama. That's one side, and you the other end that makes it whole. Please don't miss what I just said. Because I'm talking about a biological bond. Your seed mixed with her to produce. A lot of times, it's that hug. It's that I love you. Squeezing them. Letting them feel that dad. They understand mama. But when that dad, a part of you doesn't feel complete. Now, see, I can speak about this because I'm grown. They might can't find the words to tell you that. It's that biological bond. I hug little Steve. I hug my daughters. I squeeze them because I want them to feel in here, Daddy love you. Not just what I'm saying, I want them to feel it from me. Spiritually. They are a replica of me, my children. I'm the father. I'm the father. Little Steve is my son. And my girls. But I'm the father. Little Steve, my son. They are replicas of their father and mother. And I know y'all can't see that. But I don't never want mine to feel empty inside of their father or abandoned wise. Because when you got children out there, men, and it can go vice versa for the women too, and you're not trying to be a part of their life, they will feel the abandonment. They will feel like you don't care and you don't really love them. But you can brag about having 5 and 10 and 20 and 30 like that made you a man. That made you a sperm donor. Because you can't even take care of your responsibilities. Come on. I raised 2 stepdaughters. They mine. I know the financial responsibility it took to raise them. And the hugs. And I loved you. Even when mine came along. I didn't want them to feel like I didn't love them. Because now mine is here. They're brothers and sisters. They're brother and sister. Come on. You want to tell me I'm wrong? You want to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? Try me. You can't touch that. It's personal experience in getting here. I don't care about your degrees. I don't care about what letters you got behind your name. Where you think you got that information from to get your degrees. From people like us. Oh, y'all know it. Y'all know it. When you got your doctorate. When you got your letters. You study, research other people's stuff to help you become licensed. A licensed professional. Know why I can say that? Because I done sat down with a lot of doctors and all that, professors, and talking about the inner city community's behaviors. Because if you didn't grow up a certain way, you can't really understand it. But when you got somebody who can take you for that little walk but help you understand how they flip their lives around. It blows their mind. Wow, that a guy with a ninth grade education started his own LLC. A guy with a ninth grade education started his own housing program to help the less fortunate individuals and families regain a life worth living. How the heck you do that? That's basically the response I get from a lot of them. That I was once living in the jungle. I was once a major part of that jungle. And how I'm able to share with you step by step by step how to walk up out of certain situations in life and stay out of it a day at a time. I need people like that in my life. Because I know I'm not the only one who lived a certain way and who God has moved them forward. And just for the day, still trying to do. And I don't like that word trying. Either you do or you don't. Living accordingly. The best life I could live. It takes work. And no disrespect to people who love doing messy TikTok stuff. If that's where your heart at, that's where your spirit at, that's where you at for right now, do what you gotta do. Big Unc might come over there and pick with y'all from time to time. You better straighten up, blah, 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 blah. Y'all know me. A lot of y'all know Big Unc. I'll step in. Sometimes that's daddy. That's Unc. That's grandpa. God dang it, I'm shooting. Blah, 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 blah. I love y'all, bye. I be doing this sometimes, Johnson and Johnson. I do. Because I understand that it's a process of growing and moving away from certain unhealthy behaviors. I just thank God not being smart. I had to check on mine. My sons and my daughter, how y'all feeling today? Everything all right? Because whatever that's on them, and if they feel like going to do something destructive, my thing is, Daddy, right here, I ain't coming back and forth over no goddamn place to be seeing you. I used to do that for my brother and them. I wasn't trying to get my own self over there. And I done had a commitment over there for 10 years, encouraging and motivating. Now that police officer and that detective lady, y'all get paid to protect and serve. Y'all polices, y'all detectives, y'all get paid to protect and serve. So what was that bull crap y'all did to me? When basically as a community organizer, what do? Y'all get paid to protect and serve. Our goal is to come back in the community with solutions to help individuals turn their lives around, to slow a lot of the crime, the criminal activities down. I'm no different than you. It's just that y'all get paid. And y'all set me up to shut my big mouth and get me off the street for a while. Understand this. When God has a mission and purpose for your life, y'all might have shut me down in one way, but God had me doing his work in another way. Y'all ain't shut the voice down. Okay? And then, as a community activist, human rights advocate. I don't have to be on the front line no more. Anything I want to know. Anything. I asked a question about Don Lemon. Don Lemon made a statement about a 13-year-old that this guy, and y'all know what I'm talking about, supposed to offended. And I think now she's bringing something up against him. I wanted to make sure the information that Don Lemon is putting out is correct. And yes, it was correct. That's why I would gather enough information like most people, but then I have to check with AI. I have to check with fact check or Snoop, because they do get the court documents and all that type of stuff of what was supposed to be said, blah, blah, blah. Then you can come back, well, why is this going around? They saying this, they saying that. And some things they clear up for you. So I just want to know, before I go running off at my mouth. Now, where I am trying to go is when it comes to, and I got to watch this, politics, laws, anything that's public, news, you can basically do your research on it to see if this true, if that true. Was this brought up in court? Was this said? Certain things. I'm just saying. And it will help you put it together. Because some information people putting out is just information. I mean, just whatever. But if you want to confirm it from what they're saying, because it has to go with, and I'm talking about the Carmella case, it has to fit somewhere in there. But I'm going to get ready. It's 7:50. This is what I said. This reality. And I want a lot of y'all to look at this. If somebody tell you, and not just you, it was the other young man there too, it was 6 of them all together. If you touch me, this is what I will do. And mention what they had. Why did he get close enough to him? Y'all ain't pay attention to that, did you? He had to get close enough to him for him to do that to him after he warned him or them. Why would you step in? Why? If you know somebody has something that can really take you down, why would you get close enough or persist anyway? Y'all ain't asked that question, did you? So the point I was making with that, and rest in peace, young man, cause and effect. You was warned. And you made the decision to touch anyway? Then your brother did some interviews where he said he approached Carmella first. So we thought it was just Carmella and Austin. That's the way it was presented. That's the way it was broken down. Now, a lot of the stuff that we're seeing, video-wise, from what I understand, is some of the stuff they showed they showed in court. Why? If somebody warned you about something, and if you actually seen it, why would you go to them? Why? Sorry that happened. But everybody looking at him. He shouldn't have had this. He shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have, should have, you did. But you're not looking at Austin came within arm reach. He persisted anyway. This is what happens when you take the time out and you really look at things. And then the brother. And then the 4 other guys. Then you see some tussling under there. Then you see Carmella come up out of it. Now, it was something that I was looking at where it said that Austin pulled up his shirt because didn't nobody actually see the 17 witnesses. 17 witnesses said they did not see him stab him. But he got stabbed. The 17 witnesses said they didn't see it. Till after things was done. Because it happened so fast. I researched that too. About what they stated in court. But it was the prosecutor. Everything the prosecutor did was try to make it just personal. So anything that could dishonorate Carmelo for a defense part, they was pushing out. But now everything is coming out. No matter how the defense attorney, because I was saying the same things. As a person who used to certain things, as a person that deals with community issues, you know what I mean? But work more towards solutions. Because you got to go there. But that's not how the law is. That's what A&I was helping me to understand clear. We speak in reality. We speak in life. We seeing what actually took place or somewhat along that line. Because we speak in natural. But AI was making it clear the difference from what we really see and understand. That's not how the law works. I had to back up a little bit because now I understand. That's not how the Texas law works. Out of all of that, I understand more why. And I understand this too. Austin Metcalf walked into that. Stop lying to yourself. Austin Metcalf walked right into that. If I know I don't have nothing, and if you present something like that, I'm going to still persist in coming to you, knowing that there's a good chance, what? But he shouldn't have this, he shouldn't have that, and y'all was right, whatever, in your mind. I had to make it real clear to AI, being a community activist, being a community organizer, fighting for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. I had to let them know who was actually asking them questions. Was this presented? Was that presented? Blah, blah, blah. And everything I said out my mouth to AI. They said the defense attorney was trying to present that as well. But it was like what he was doing, the prosecutor kept undermining it. And my thing is, how was 12 jurors with all that information was able to do that? With all that information that was shown in the courts, how was y'all able to do that? So I'm looking at the trickery and how the prosecutor play a certain role. And not only that, they will talk to the witnesses before the trial. They prepares them on what to say and what not to say. How to reword stuff. They prepare them. Not just the prosecutor, the detective. The investigator. Now, in my mind, right, was they all white? We know the judge, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, and most of the jury was light-skinned. So my thing is, was they all white? All righty. My 2 hours. Only reason why I was concerned about certain things, family, because I have been on juries anyway. I was, a juror. And when you do the work we do, you understand the position of the attorney, the defense attorney, then you understand the position of the prosecutor. And they will throw stuff at you that you didn't really do to make you look bad. Come on, we all know that. It's a road, it's a game you play. So look, I love y'all. Thanks for your love and your support. As a father to another father, I'm sorry you lost your son, Jeff. Now, I taught my children very well. It's not to say, well, they're grown now, but it's not to say they won't do certain things, but I taught them well, better. My son did stuff the legal way. He became licensed to carry. He likes going to the gun range and everything, the pew-pew range for TikTok's sake. Blows my mind because of how I used to live and how he lived totally different. So I did ask him, was he thinking about becoming the police? Right? I did ask him too, did he ever think about going hunting because of what he did? And he said he do have some friends that go hunting, but they go out early in the morning, and he normally have to work that early. I just want to make sure from time to time, no matter what, my son's mental state is still good, healthy. Because sometimes life can challenge us. And I don't want him to allow life to beat him down where he do something out of the norm. So from time to time, I have to check with him and pick with him and let him know Daddy here. But he never had those issues dealing with somebody, I'm going to say YT, because he grew up playing soccer and he still play it. A lot of the kids he played with at 5 years old, they still hang out and play together. So I'm not looking at it as a racist thing with them, right? Sometimes stuff just happens. But personally, y'all know it. If a person tell you they got something in there, they got something, and if you come to me, I'm going to do this, and you going to still go to them? And then whatever happened, what? They warned you. And you went anyway? That's logical. But that's not the law. All right, family. I love y'all. And good night. Prayfully, on Saturdays and Sundays, y'all know I try to make that the team talk conversation, talking about our youth. I talk about our youth anyway. It's just coming up with a topic that we might can focus on, but then I'll go into another area on top of that. So I love y'all, and I got to end this one.